The two latest headlines coming out of the Raiders camp have raised more than a few eyebrows, and for good reason. Something in Pete Carroll's recent comments stood out, not just for what he said, but for what he didn't say. At the same time, a well-known name has suddenly taken center stage and is shaking things up behind the scenes in Vegas in a way nobody saw coming. There's a different energy building, and if you're paying attention now, you're ahead of the curve. And it all starts with an unexpected partnership that's already turning heads. Pete Carroll's Raiders are cooking up something fresh, and no, it's not a carbon copy of Mike Vrabel's Patriots or a recycled version of Pete's old Seahawks. Heading into their Week 1 clash with New England, Carroll wasn't biting on comparisons. He's never been the cut-and-paste type anyway. What we got from his presser was Pete Carroll. Protect the rock, play balanced football, and let the identity of this squad reveal itself over time, not just in a single 60-minute debut. Now here's where it gets spicy. The budding bromance between Carroll and new offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. Carroll basically said, "Give it a month." That's how long he thinks it'll take before the Raiders' offensive identity really starts to click. Translation: Raiders fans might need to pump the brakes on expecting fireworks right out of the gate, but there's a bigger picture brewing. What's clear is that Chip and Pete are on the same page, and that alone is a major upgrade from the chaos this franchise has dealt with in recent years. Coaches, QBs, and play callers all misfiring like a bad group project. And then there's Carroll's casual flex about being plus 28 in turnover margin. That's not just a stat drop, that's a philosophy. You can almost hear him saying, "You want to win in this league? Start by not giving the damn ball away." It's not about highlight reels, it's about discipline. That message has been tattooed into this locker room already. What's unfolding in Vegas isn't some recycled blueprint. It's a wild fusion. A no-nonsense defensive savant teaming up with one of the most fearless offensive minds we've seen in the last 20 years. And if they actually pull off this balance thing, watch out. This team could punch you in the mouth one week with a downhill run game and then torch you with a well-designed, tempo-driven air assault the next. This isn't about trying to be Vrabel's old Titans or Carroll's Seahawks 2.0. It's about creating something new, something real. And while Week 1 might just offer a teaser, Pete's making it clear. This season's about building something sustainable, not chasing shiny gimmicks. If they stay the course, don't be surprised if the Raiders crash the contender conversation sooner than expected. But hold on, because the second headline is even more surprising, and it just dropped. It's about the locker room and the name that's taking over the spotlight. The Raiders didn't tiptoe into the offseason. They stormed in like a team that knew something had to change. Fast forward to Week 1, and here they are, ready to prove that all the grind in spring, camp, and preseason wasn't just for show. Pete Carroll's been watching this group closely, and after this week's practice, he's feeling good. Real good. Not overconfident, but like a guy who knows his team's put in the sweat equity. "We've had a great week," Carroll said, reflecting on the buildup. "This has all been leading up to the real deal. And now, it's go time." But he's not pretending it's going to be perfect. Carroll kept it real. Week 1 is a test, and the only way to know if this team's ready is to see them under the bright lights. What he's banking on isn't just talent. It's that the players show up and play the brand of football they've trained for all offseason. "If we do that, we'll be fine," he said with the kind of calm that makes you believe he's seen something special brewing. The Raiders haven't exactly been the gold standard in recent years, but there's a buzz around this squad now, and a lot of that energy is coming from a new face under center, Geno Smith. Yeah, that Geno Smith. Once written off, now fully dialed in and bringing serious fire to this Raiders locker room. Carroll didn't hold back on the praise either. He likened Geno's vibe to the emotional pulse of guys like Elandon Roberts and Max Crosby, dudes who bring intensity every time they hit the field. "He's got that same kind of juice," Carroll said. And while QB is a different beast emotionally, Carroll made it clear he's not trying to dull Geno's edge. He's been a fiery competitor since a little kid. I want him to be as true to him as he can possibly be. This whole operation? It's about being authentic. From Carroll's leadership style to Geno's swagger to the entire team's offseason transformation, the Raiders are trying to build something real. Week 1's not just a game, it's the first chapter of whatever this new era in Vegas is going to be. And if the vibes from camp carry over onto the field, the rest of the league better pay attention. Something big is brewing in Vegas, and this team feels different already. If they keep this up, they're going to be a serious problem. If you liked the video, hit subscribe so you don't miss a single Raiders update.